Unknown, a short story by Nancy Goldberg Hilton. There once was a man driving along a dusty highway. He was meandering to places unknown, for unknown was his name. He never stayed long enough for people to know his name, thus he became increasingly invisible to himself and others. One day he stopped at a local diner. The road was dusty, and the face of the diner rose out of the mist of dirt and haze as if God put it there just for him. He was thirsty and thought, now I can quench my thirst. Now I can see others, and maybe, just maybe, I will be known. As he walked into the diner, a smiling waitress seated him next to the window and gave him a menu. She did not so much as glance at him and acknowledge his presence. He was still unknown. He gave her his order and sat waiting for the drink to quench his thirst. He was alone, even though he took a seat at the diner, even though anyone could see his body and shape as he sat. But no one in the diner could see because they did not want to. They ignored him as if he did not exist, as if he were unknown. Suddenly, a blinding light came through the window as a huge gust of wind cleared the dust from outside. The light was so bright that he could barely see, so he closed his eyes and rested in the light. The warmth enveloped him. He felt transported to another realm that he glimpsed only partly, an inkling of a former life that was bathed in light and love. He suddenly felt as if he was known by an unknown source that knew him in a way that he remembered. He felt comforted. As this event unfolded, a strange thing happened. All the people in the diner could see his form reflected in the light, shimmering as if a whisper of a forgotten time and place. They looked in awe at this man who was unknown, who suddenly became someone they wanted to know. They felt connected through the light. They understood for just a moment that they had a connection to him and each other. But as suddenly as the light came, the dust returned and obscured the lighted reflection of who they really were to God and each other. As the light faded, so did their vision. They had a choice. Should they pursue the feeling of light and love they felt for a moment, or again become unknown to each other? God sees us and envelops us in his light. Can we feel it and join together as his children? So what happened with the man whose name was unknown? After he finished his beverage, when he paid his bill, he looked into the eyes of the waitress and said to her, "I am not unknown, and neither are you." When he left, unlike his face when he arrived, he had a smile.